All right, so today I have Mr. Big Brim, man, from California, man. Hey, man, if y'all don't know who he is, y'all might want to look at my old video, man, when I slowed this music down, man. This Mr. Big Brim, man, he got a song with Hit It Slim right now. He got another song as well. Man, this man, this is my first time talking to him today, but since today, man, he been dropping some knowledge on me that I'm gonna take for the rest of my life, even if me and him don't ever talk again, man. So yeah, Mr. Brim, man, I appreciate you giving me the chance to have you on my show, man. For real, I'm glad you came on here and gave me the chance, even after the fact that I couldn't come make it the first time because of some other stuff, and then the day I had some other stuff, and you still was like, it don't matter, man. We can get it. Just get up with me. I appreciate it, man. For real.
Appreciate, man. I appreciate you reaching out, and having me on the platform, brother. Hey, man, I understand business, and sometimes folks get busy, man. Matter of fact, the B in my name stand for busy. So I understand, man. Things happen, man, and shit, man. Hey, we gonna make room to do what we supposed to do about it anyway. Nah, it's all good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, yeah, man, Mr. Brim, man, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Big Brim, man, the giant, man. Big Brim, busy raking in money. Out of Richmond, California. Born, bred in Rose. That's where I got my understanding from. That's where I got my stance from. That's where I got my movements from, man. And that's what I represent, man. Yeah.
Man, shout out Richmond, man. Y'all be doing y'all thing. Y'all some real players down there. Y'all don't play. When you go speak out, y'all gonna represent yourself. That's how you supposed to do it, man. That's how you supposed to do it, man. That's cool, man. So yeah, Mr. Brim, man, let me ask you, how long you been rapping?
Man, I've been rapping since elementary school, brother. I wrote my first rap maybe in the fourth or fifth grade, So yeah, I've been rapping since I was a child, like a baby. Mhm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Did you grow up off rap music, or did you grow up with like soul and blues and stuff like that?
Well, a little bit of I was raised I was raised in my grandmother's home as well as my mother's home. So my grandmother is from Shreveport, Louisiana. So Bobby Blue Bland and we had blues, we had R&B, Anita Baker, we had Freddie Jackson playing them. Those are some of my grandmother's favorites. So I grew up in an amalgamation of different musics, you know what I mean? So different genres of music, excuse me. So yeah, I grew up on a little bit of everything, including rap. My uncles introduced me to rap. My uncles introduced me to rap. So yeah, I grew up with a little bit of everything in the household.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, let me ask you this: like, how how was the older generation of people while you was growing up, like versus the older generation now, if that makes sense?
Um, I, I can't say too much has changed. I can't say too much has changed. I mean, it was love growing up within the community. It was love.
Right.
And it's still love. It's still love. The next door neighbors, everyone was like family. Everyone was like family. And I can't say too much has changed because when I, go back through the neighborhood, it's still love. Folks like to say, oh, the older generation these days don't cook, and I can't, I don't see it, man. It's still love. Some of the styles have changed because with time things change. So it's not going to be exactly the same as it was when we was kids. But
Right.
it was love, and that's still that love within the community is still there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. So what's some things from Richmond that's what's some trends, not some trends, but what's some styles or some ways that y'all live in Richmond that's different than everywhere else? Like earlier, I mean, you was talking about how whenever you talk to a man or a woman, you talk to them to uplift them. You don't talk to them to bring them down. You talk to them to make them feel good. You talk to them to. So yeah, that's one thing. A lot of people don't talk like that. So what's some other things that
Yeah.
y'all have?
Well, yeah, Richmond is known for. I mean, Richmond is known for being a city of game. When I say game, those that can express knowledge and make that knowledge work for themselves. It within ever endeavor they choose to move on in their own life. So, Richmond is known for a city of game. We also coined the term player hater. That's where the term comes from. That's the first time it was put on wax, was by a legend from my city named Filthy Field. He made a song called Player Haters, and that was like back in the 80s. So, no, Rich, that's what we known from. If you come to the Bay, Richmond is gonna be known for a few things, but it's gonna be known for fast talking and just guys who uphold themselves, man, and stand on what it is to be a player.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You don't have to answer this question, but are there some sentences that you could tell me if like you were communicating with another guy from your area, as far as in like how y'all talk fast, or how y'all talk with y'all slang?
So okay, so for Richmond, and I didn't know this till I went and visited my cousins in Oakland. We don't say like car. You gonna know somebody from Richmond because they're gonna say Kai, CAH. We say Kai. And that's through the Bay. If you say Kai, they gonna know that they talking to somebody from Richmond for sure.
That's cool, man. Y'all say Ka, C A
Yeah, we
H.
say Kai.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, man. So in Richmond, do y'all have a whole bunch of like donks and stuff, or y'all have like a whole bunch of old schools, or like luxury cars? What's popular around there?
Well, when you get money for sure, somebody gonna ride luxury cars. But in Richmond, well, we used to be known for box shells back in the day, but we ride old schools in Richmond, muscle cars. I have a '68 Chevelle myself. You know, Yeah, so we ride muscle cars in Richmond. If you getting some money, you're gonna get you a luxury vehicle. You're gonna see some Benzes. You're gonna see some, you're gonna see all that kind of shit. But when you in it, when you getting some money and you really, you know, you gonna go get you a muscle car, man, for sure. You're gonna go get you a muscle car.
Hey, man, so let me say this, like that's my father. That's his favorite car, Chevelle. Man, hey, after this interview, man, can you please send me a picture of it? I ain't gonna post it online. I just wanna show my daddy.
No,
That's
that's all good. Absolutely,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was a car I always wanted from a child. It was a brother named Myron, rest in peace, from Maine. Um, he used to ride. He had a '69 Chevelle, '68 and '69 the same body shape. So he had a '69 Chevelle, and he used to ride that joint through the town so hard, donuts, and just going crazy. And when I was like young, I'm like, man, I'm getting one of those, man. As soon as I get old enough and get me some money, that's what I want to get myself, man.
For,
Yeah.
for real, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. That's cool, man. I really want to see it, man. Man, I gotta. Matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do. Gotta check on my hand.
I'm gonna send you a video and a picture. I got some pictures. I got some pictures on my phone. I'm gonna send you a video and some pictures.
For real. Hey, you got some shoes on it? Wait, y'all call it shoes? What y'all call them?
Yeah,
Feet.
I got some. Right now, I got some 22. I got some IROC rims. 22s IROC rims. But everybody tell me I probably gonna have to change that and go get some 4Giatos or something. But right now, I got some IROC rims on 22s for sure.
Man, if you got some tools on, as long as it look clean, it's good. You ain't gotta have no 4G on it. It's not. Hey, man. Hey, I bet you, my Nikes gonna look fresh, even though they're not Balenciagas.
Nah, absolutely,
You feel
absolutely.
me?
I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah, man. Shoot. Man, it's about man. Cause shoot, everybody know, man. You know how to growing up. A lot of people went to school. You ain't had that much outfits, but you was still fresh. Bump that,
That's
man.
right.
For real, man.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man. Mr. Brim, man. Let me ask you, who's three artists that inspired you growing up? But that rap artists, I mean. Earlier you said Anita Baker and all the old school people, but yeah,
Oh
rap
yeah,
artists.
yeah. You rap. specifically rap,
Yes, sir.
specifically rap, I'm gonna have to say E40 for sure. E40 for sure. Nas and let me see, E40, Nas, and I got to say NWA. Um, the NWA with Ice Cube in it. Mm-hmm.
So me, I didn't grow up off NWA and stuff. So how impactful was Ice Cube specifically? Whenever around his like time of him rapping.
Ice Cube, his content was his content was like revolution. He had revolutionary content, community based like revolutionary content. You know what I mean? And you know his subject matter directed the ways in which I think, in which I, you know what I mean, see the world. You know, back then, and I'm talking about still today. You know, with his first shit with NWA, his when he left NWA, what was that album? Death Certificate. He had an album, Death Certificate. You know, that shit was hard. So yeah, you know, nah, Q was definitely hard.
That's cool, man. That's cool. How impactful was E40 coming up in his prime and just specifically in Richmond?
Well, if you go back, one thing about 40 is he always mentioned Richmond in his rhymes. Always. You know, he say some of his influences come from Richmond, which you're not gonna hear him speak. You're not gonna hear him speak, you know, and he don't say something about Richmond or Magic Mike and Calvin T, which is my OG homeboys. Um, yeah. Nah, just his style was just so different. He just came in, you know, and it was just like a breath of fresh air. He just came in with just different shit, man. The way he was giving it to him, his subject matter, you know, his delivery, you know, he was just raw. He just made you listen to what he was saying, you know, when he was popping this shit. So, you know, you from the Bay, you're gonna be a fan of game and shit. So, I was tuned in for sure.
Yes, sir. All right. So who's some old artists in Richmond who don't rap no more that but they didn't get to be bigger, but everybody sleeping on them, if that makes sense.
Um,
Besides yourself, cause yeah, you popping right now in my head, in my eyes,
Go
you
ahead.
for real,
Yeah.
for real.
Nah,
But
yeah, I kind of nah, but I got to say, Filthy Phil, um, Calvin T is a legend. Magic Mike is a legend. Um, those who, yeah, put me some ice in there. Those who, Little Rick, man, you can't say Richmond without saying Little Rick. He like paved the way. You know, he was like one of the first ones putting it down. Little Rick was putting it down with Master P. You know, and he's still active. So, you
dang.
know, you can't mention Richmond without saying Lil Rick. Man, Mob Sin. If you ain't never heard of Sin, you got to go back and listen to them. 94 mobsters. They had the
Spell it
town
for me, spell
lit
it for me,
up. Yeah,
spell it for
94
me,
mobsters.
spell it for
Hmm?
me, spell it for me. I'm about,
CIN. 94 mobsters.
okay, okay, and tell me about them. What's so impactful about them?
They came in talking about shit that was going on currently in the streets, you know, and when you from Richmond, you knew they was telling the truth, you know. They was talking about activated situations, you know, within the streets, and not too many people was coming like that then. Maybe Secret from Oakland, you know. But yeah, they was talking about current shit, you know, just active shit in the streets, and they was raw with it. And it just wasn't the fact that they were street niggas. They was real artists and could really rap, and they was raw with their shit, and their beats was raw. So, you know, nah, they had the time fired up for sure.
Yes, sir. Um, is there enough music in the Bay Area that y'all don't even like? Some people don't even care to listen to other cities or other states.
I wouldn't say that.
The reason
No,
why, okay, go ahead.
no, I wouldn't. I mean, it is a lot of music in the Bay for sure. It is a lot of music in the Bay, but you know, if it's game related, and you know what I mean, it's being served raw. Shit, you know, somebody gonna pick it up and tune into it for sure,
Yes, sir.
no
Yes,
matter
sir.
where it's from. You know, I just say game recognized game, so it don't matter where it's from. You know what I mean? It don't have to be spoken in the same style or the same lingo or language. Or you know, if it's game, we gonna recognize it. And we gonna tune into it and pick up something from it.
Yes, sir. I just interviewed one guy from Philadelphia. He said, "Man, there's so much music in Pennsylvania. I don't even like listening to other rappers from other states."
Mm,
I got another cousin in Atlanta. This is the reason why I asked you. I got another cousin in Atlanta. He said, "Man, like, bruh, you don't understand. For the past 30 years, we've been having rap in Atlanta. Like, everywhere you
mm,
go, that's all you hear. They play other stuff, but all you hear is new Atlanta stuff or old Atlanta stuff. But it's all like classics to them." But he ain't saying that's
right.
everybody. I ain't saying that's everybody in Atlanta, but that's just my cousin. He
Mm,
don't like listening to people. He do, but like he rather listen to people where he from. But yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I like listening everywhere, man. I don't care if you from Wisconsin. I'm gonna rock with it if it's hard.
period. Man. I like games, so you know I don't care where it come from, who popping it, because it's gonna be some different game in Atlanta than it is in Richmond. It's gonna be some different game in Philadelphia than it is in Richmond. Well, you know, whatever state you want to name. You know, North Carolina, Miami. It's game out there. It's gonna be different from how we execute game or how we put game forth, but it's gonna be game. And if you a game nigga, then it's gonna be something that you can learn from and grow from though. So, you know, I'm open to it all. If it's some game, I'm with it, man. I'm tuned in.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, man. So talk to me about the two songs that you have right now on your YouTube channel.
First song I put out is Stronger Than Ever. Um, so Stronger Than Ever, that's just from top to bottom. That's just you know, the straight P thing, man. It's straight pimping all the way through, man. You know what I mean? From the beginning to the end. Um, I did a video for it. The boy who did my video, he just was so unprofessional. He fucked the video off. You know, I don't even want to go too deep in that, but basically he fucked the video off. It wasn't right, so I couldn't put it out. I'm gonna shoot the video again though. I'm gonna do a video for that song. So that was the first one. You know, I dropped that one first because I just felt like it was hard. You know, I felt like the beat was hard and it was an introduction into who the audience was listening to, you know, so I dropped that first, man. You know what I mean? And then I had planned on doing something before the next song, which was working like a measure with me and Rue. But Rue is a workaholic. He called me to do the song. We did the song. Week later, we did the video and put it out, and that was that. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, absolutely.
That's cool, man. That's cool. All right, so the person who messed up the music video, did he delete all the clips or he still got everything?
He sent it to me. I got I got the clips. You
So
know,
okay, if you don't mind me asking, is it the video that's off or is just the way he put it together is off?
the way he put it together was off. Um, his the lighting was off. You know, he lost he lost some of the footage because the video was telling the story, and
Word.
he like you know what I mean. So most of my videos I give you is gonna be telling the story. So he lost the beginning footage of the video. He said he lost it on an SD card or whatever, and so it was just everything was out of order, and he had me on hold for like damn near 2 months, for damn near 2 months, because he didn't want to tell me that he lost the footage and he couldn't get the video together. So he just pieced it together and you know he sent it to me, and it was just no good. It was everything was bad.
Yes, sir. Well,
You know?
I don't know, man. If your next video that if you redo it, you say you're gonna redo it. If you redo it, I'll slow it
Yeah.
down for you. I was gonna say I'll put that mother together for you. I'm cool on that. If you, I know you have your own mindset of how you wanted it to go, and I
Yeah.
understand.
I mean, and I'm very thorough about, you know, what I put forth, man, and what I tell somebody concise on how I want shit done. You know, is he just, he didn't know. I don't think he knew what he was doing. It might have been his first video or something. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But yeah, it was just all bad, man. His girlfriend kept calling him. You know, he was focused on what his girlfriend was saying. He just wasn't there, man. So it was just a bad experience.
I understand. I understand. Well, shoot, man, Mr. Big Brim, man. My next question for you is, what's the song? What's the next song you got coming up?
It's called Player at Least. It's called Player at Least. So Player at Least is saying like you don't have to do what I do or live by my principles. You know, Um, but there's a principle anybody can live by. Like the principle of being a player. Holding yourself up like a man. You know what I mean? Not allowing your woman to talk to you like you're a 2-year-old child. Moving with proper etiquette, man, when you're moving amongst your peers. Just being a player. We should say being a player at least. If you're gonna fuck with me, at least be a player, man. Be a player at least. So that's the concept of the song.
Hey, man. Well, Mr. Brim, I might need some tips, man, so you can make me into a player. I ain't no player right now, man. I ain't no player, dog.
And like I said in the song, being a player don't have nothing to do with how many women you have. You know what I mean? You can have one woman and still hold yourself up and be a player. You don't have to have 4, 5, 6 women. It has nothing to do with what goes on the outside of you. It has everything to do on what's moving on the inside of you and how you move with that. You know what I mean? That's when being a player, man, just being a stand-up guy all around, man, and moving with some power principles, man, and not looking like a goofball.
Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. So, Mr. Brim, man, who taught you your player ways, or did it? Is it you growing up in school, like around your peers?
uh, well, most of the things I got at home. You know, and you know, by way of my bloodline. But I'm gonna give a shout out to my uncle Whitney. My uncle Whitney, because he used to come pick me up when I was in elementary school. He used to come pick me up and take me to school. He didn't have to do that. He used to come pick me up, take me to school, and he used to just talk to me about what it was to have solid principles. We used to listen to songs, and he used to break down the songs and what this song meant, and what when the man said this about this situation or about a woman or about dealing with another. We used to break all that down for me so I could understand what I was hearing and making sure I just wasn't bouncing, listening to music. He wanted me to understand the words that were being spoken when I was listening to this shit. So, you know, he gave me a whole lot of principles when it comes to, what we call being a player. He gave me a lot of it, though, for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Are there any other shout outs that you would like to make to your friends or to your family?
Um, Not anyone in particular. I mean, you got to shout out Mama, of course. You know what I mean? My mom, my mama is a cold woman. Um, with the things that she says and just her thought process and pattern. Absolutely. But I come from a household and a family of love, though. So I'm just, and in my circle, I come from a family in a circle of love. So you know, when I express myself through that. I express myself through love, you know. So yeah, just my people in general.
Yes, sir. You got this much power in you every day, man. You wake up like this every day. You wake up every night, go to sleep. Is yeah.
And this is what it is. This is what it is. I see me. I try to never, no matter what I'm going through. Excuse me. I said the word try. That's a lot. I never lose. I never lose sight of my own divinity. I don't give a damn what I'm going through. I never lose sight of my own strength. I never lose sight of my own divinity. I never lose sight of my own power, no matter what the situation is, no matter how hard or excuse me, how hard or far I didn't fail. You know what I mean? I never lose sight of who I am. I still understand that, hey man, that's just a fall I took. I'm still raw as fuck. You know what I mean? You still Brim, man, no matter what it is, you know. So I never lose sight of my divinity. I never lose sight of my strength or my power, no matter what it is, you know, and I wake up with that every day. You know, I got to be, when I look in the mirror, I got to be happy with what I see, man, you know, and I love myself. So I'm never going to lose sight of that, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with that, Mr. Brown. I'm glad I got to talk to you, man. I'm glad I got the interview just because, like, even if man, this interview ain't for nobody, it's for me. I'll ask you questions to help me out. You know, like, you right now, you helping out the younger generation. You don't even know it, you know? Like, for real, man.
That's
That
right.
we need more brothers like you, man, who don't mind speaking up and telling us, like, hey, man, you certain stuff you need to go about it this way. Like if you like it ain't gonna hurt you. You know, like for
Absolutely.
real, man. That's good,
Absolutely.
man. All right, so Mr. Brown, man, what's do you have a tape coming out soon or in the future?
Like, yeah, I'm going to drop. So right now, like I said, I'm going to drop a song every month probably until the summertime, most likely until the summertime. And then I'm gonna drop like a whole album or EP, you know. I don't have a name for it yet, but you know, yeah, I got names for every song I'm about to drop. But yeah, that's that's the decision I made right now. You know, is to drop a song every month, man, and give them something every month, man. You know, to listen to, man, and let them know, hey, I'm still here. I'm dropping shit. You know what I mean? You know, man, come on back next month, man. Go get something fresh, something new for your mind. So you know what I mean? So you can listen to and grow from. You know, I got some new power for you every month.
Yes, sir. All right, so Mr. Brown, man, what's some old rap songs that you know, like from famous rappers that you can rap word for word?
Some old raps from some famous that I can rap word for word. Juvenile is coming to mind right now. Juvenile has some shit. Um, um, damn, man. I'm kind of off this, you know what I mean, right now. Hey, but that ghetto children from Juvenile, that's one of the hardest songs ever dropped, man. I probably can't say it word for word. I don't know, brother. But yeah, nah, that was what. Let me see. I probably can't do it word for word
Take your
right now.
time, man. Take your time. Hey, spit whatever you got, man. It's okay. If you know a couple words, I ain't never heard it before. I don't think. Well, I probably heard it,
You
but I
ain't
don't.
never heard. You ain't never heard. You ain't never heard Juvenile Ghetto Children?
No, I know juvenile, but I'm saying like I probably heard a song 100,000 times, but just not off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You say, man, god damn, man. I would have to hear like a beginning part of it or something, and then I could go with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, nah, that's one of my favorite songs, man, all the time. That song and E40 song, 999, 100,000 plus a dollar. Man, go listen to that. That song hard as fuck too.
So you said 999,000.
909, what's that? 999,000 to 999 plus a dollar. That's the name of the song though. It was on the album Charlie Hustle. Yeah, them two songs. Yeah, I I'm off this tequila right now,
What,
man. You
what
know.
y'all what y'all call it in Richmond? What you drinking right now?
What you say?
What do y'all call that in Richmond? What do y'all call that drink?
Oh, well, it's tequila, but in Richmond we say perkin.
Y'all say what?
You know, we say perkin.
Perkin?
Perkin, yeah, Perking. Perkin. Yeah, when you get to that level and you feeling it, you know what I mean? Like I'm not drunk, but I'm perking. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good off this shit. I'm perking, man. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to all my Perkin dolls in Richmond right now, dog. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, man. So, let me see here. Hold up. Give me a second, Mr. Brown. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Motherfucker smoke your ass. You love it too because they run this shit. Yeah. He's like, so come with that. Niggas, this shit was cool. Niggas try to rob me. Nobody was coming through. Snitches, I can't have that, bitches. I can't have that, bitches. You can have that. This is my cash, man. Look, it's all gravy with me. Go ahead and shine. That's how you play with me. You big time. All I want is a G's in a trunk full of keys. A Benz on 20 T's. That nigga was going crazy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, that's how you
Get
do
a
it, man.
load of that one.
For real, man. Hey, man, I hope, man, if I ever get to meet Mr. Juvenile, first thing I'll say, hey, dog, I need you to listen to the song real quick. Watch this interview for a second.
Yeah, nah, that's one of the hardest. I'm telling you, them probably my top two songs from that era, though. You know what I mean? E40, the E40 song and that Juvenile song, man. Them probably my top two songs from that era, man.
Yes, sir. 999,999 plus a dollar
Yes, sir.
on the
You got to
Charlie
get a load of
Hustle
that.
album.
Charlie Hustle. You got to get a load of that.
Yes, sir. All right, so man, Mr. Brim, man, my next question for you is, can you spit some bars from your past two songs, if that's okay?
From all right, yeah, ain't no problem, man. What on me and Brim song is Brim got a whole lot of pivot hitting honey. Honey got a whole lot of whore getting money. Hit a slim in the lab, saying Brim, you can come through. I'm about to make us laugh. You got a beat that you can run through. Nigga, this is family and we do it on the business. If I'm ever wrong, then I correct it with you quick. Change the game, this is fitness. Nigga, this is Richmond. If you from around here without no game, then what you missing? Feeling good every style and living good every style. If you got some, what I say, if you got some balls without no business, shoot your challenge. Closet full of Jordan ones, pockets supporting funds. Baby, trying to tell me something, but she not important none. You ain't talking money, it's falling on deaf ears. Game and some change remains and kept here. On this hit a slim vibe, then we in the dog lane. On some sick with it shit, feeling like a hog, man. Yeah.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all ain't gonna listen to me, man. Y'all better open your ears, close your eyes, and shut up, man. For real, man.
You
Hey,
got me
Mr.
fired
Big
up in
Brim,
this
man. For
motherfucker.
real, man. Mr. Big Brim, Big Brim, Big Brim, man. If y'all don't know, y'all gonna know. Y'all better recognize, man. Hey, man, I'm honored to have him on my show, dog. That's my word, man. For real, man. It's a pleasure to have you on my show, man. I'm so glad you gave me the chance, man.
Salute you, man. Appreciate you having me, brother. Got me
Yes, sir.
fired up over here, man.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Brim, man, my next question for you is, can you send a positive message to the boys right, well, to the men right now incarcerated who not getting out no time soon?
Ooh, ooh. You said that's not coming home. Mm. Oh, that was a good one, boy. That was an original one, man. Hey,
Yeah.
man, y'all got people on the streets thinking about you, man. You know, hey, man. Stay reading, man. Stay filling yourself up with power, man. You know what I mean? No, just don't give up, man. No matter what, man. Don't give up. You know, I mean, don't give up, man. Stay working on yourself, no matter what the situation look like or what it is, man. Don't give up, man. And stay working on yourself. You still got life, man. And feed that life, man. Give something to that life, man. You know what I mean? Because you got a story and you got a life, man, that is precious to somebody. And even if it's not precious to anybody but yourself, man, your life is still precious, man. You know what I mean? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Brim, man, my next question for you is, can you send a positive message to the negative members of law enforcement on treating us equally?
You say send a what kind of message to law enforcement?
A positive message to the negative members of law enforcement on treating us equally.
Hey, man, I don't know how to beg my enemy for nothing. You know what I mean? That's just my position on that, man. They are who they are, and they made themselves who they are. You know, um, yeah. So I don't have no words for my enemies, man. And they made
Absolutely.
themselves. If they put themselves in that position, to intentionally harm people, to intentionally bring pain to people's lives. You know what I mean? I don't have no words for them people, man. You know what I mean? Not no, what I'm saying? Not those kind. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It is what it is with those people, though. That's the child. That's the side that they chose. I'm on the side I'm on. You know what I mean? And they on the side that they on, and that's just what it is.
Yes, sir. I agree completely. That's why I asked these questions. You couldn't ask me. I'll just shut up. I don't know what to say. It's some things I can't answer, man. You gotta do some science on it. I ain't in
Mm,
it.
man.
But yeah, man, Mr. Brown, man. My next question for you is: can you send? Ooh, I ain't asked this one yet. Can you send a positive message? Can you send a message to your mama right now? She watching this interview.
A message to my mother. Well, my mother is my mother is my teacher. My mother is my keeper. My mother is, along with my grandmother, who's no longer here. My mother is the example, like of what love is for me. She showed me what it was and how I am supposed to make those around me love me. She was the example of love in my life. So I knew what it was and I knew what it felt like to for somebody to love me. I knew what it felt like for somebody to care for me. So nobody that's moving outside of that reality can tell me they care for me, tell me they love me, because I recognize it when I see it, and I recognize it because she gave it to me first. She let me know what it was. So my mother, I saw her reading books when I was young, like, and some, the words she used. She used to send me to the dictionary all the time without even knowing. She used to just speak and say words. One day she was sweeping in the hallway and I was saying something to her and I showed her something. I did something and she said, son, that looks very antiquated. At the time, I didn't know what the hell antiquated was. I wasn't nothing but 12 years old. You know what I mean? She sent me to the dictionary and made me go look that up. And she's the reason why I still do that to this day. If I don't know something, I'm going to look it up and find out about it. So my mother gave me so much. I can go on and talk about that woman, for the rest of this interview, but she gave me so much. She filled me up because her cup runneth over. You know what I mean? And she just filled me up with so many, so many good things, so much power, so much love. Though I can't help but express what was given to me by way of her. Though, that's my mom.
Yes, sir. Shout out Mondoose, man. On Rich, man. Um, yeah, man, Mr. Brown, man. My next question for you is: you said her cup runneth over. That's a Bible verse. Well, that's in a Bible verse.
I
Um,
said what?
you say your mama look dropped so much on you because her cup runneth over, right?
Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So with that being said, are you religious?
I'm spiritual for sure.
Um,
Um,
yes, sir.
absolute. Do I believe in a higher power? Absolutely. I believe in a higher power. You know? Um, am I would I believe yes, I'm spiritual. I wouldn't say religious, but I'm spiritual. I've read the Bible from front to back. You know, I have a Bible and I have a Quran in my house. You know, um, so I wouldn't say religion. You
Right.
know, I would
Yes,
say
sir.
spiritual. I wouldn't say religious. I would say spiritual. You know, because I can't say I totally live by the principles of the Bible. You know, I live by the principles and codes of the shit I come from. You know, I don't want to like sound, you
Nah,
know what I
you
mean?
good,
But
man.
I live by the principles and codes by the shit that I come from, man. I don't live by the totally, you know, by any Christian principle. I don't live by any, you know, Islamic principle. I live by the codes that I come from, man, and I can stay pure within that. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir. Absolutely. Mr. Brim,
Mm-hmm.
if you could say, you say you believe in a higher power. If you
Mm-hmm.
could, if you had the opportunity to talk to your higher power, what would you like to tell them?
Thank you. thank you for thank you for giving me what I have. You know, thank you for giving me the strength that allows me, man, to stand up and see, you know, something powerful, man. You know, when I look at myself, you know, I, when I pray, you know, I think about those that came before me. I think about my grandmother. I think about my uncle Derek Bynum, called him Cut. Now that he's passed, that's who I think about. You know, they say God is love, and if the greatest love that I've known has come from my family members. So that's God for me. You know what I mean? That's God for me, and you dig what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just what it is.
Yes, sir. If you could go to any countries around the world, where would they be?
If I can go to any countries around the world, what would it be? I would go to. I'll probably go to Ghana. I would want to go somewhere in Central Africa, maybe the Congo, um, and somewhere in maybe some country in Mexico had that had pyramids. You know, I would want to go see that.
I'm not too much of I don't know too much about geography, but
Mm-hmm.
is that called the Mayans or the Aztecs or no?
The Mayans were the people, I believe, and the Mayans and Aztecs were the people, I believe. Don't quote me on that.
For sure. No,
Yeah,
I don't know my history that good, man.
yeah, nah, it's something to study. Yeah, those were people within a geographical area. You know what I
Yes,
mean? When
sir.
we talking about the Mayans and we talking about the Aztecs, they say the Mayans built the pyramids in, you know, though that region of Mexico, you know what I mean? And the Aztecs, you know, they had a certain culture, you know what I mean? Those were people. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, I got a couple more
And
questions
some of
for
them
you,
look
Mister.
like us.
Absolutely, absolutely. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of them do, for real.
Believe
Um, Mr. Bremen, I got a couple more questions for you, man. My next question for you is, who's some artists that you would like to work with?
artists I like to work with. E40. If we talking about, you know, we talking new school. I ain't gonna lie. I like the boy Lil Baby. You know. I like Sada Baby. I like Sada Baby because he remind me of one of my partners. Just his high energy, just screaming and going crazy. He remind me of one of my partners. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind working with Sada Baby. Um, in Detroit, niggas carry themselves like players. I just like how they, they poise themselves. Um, Stunner Girl though, Stunner Girl, Stunner Girl hard. She is out of Sacramento, Stunner Girl hard as fuck. Um, and that's what I can think of off the top of my head.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If all of the numbers are right and all the negotiations were comfortable for you, what three record labels would you sign to?
Hmm. What three record levels would I sign to? Well, if I was in position like that, to where his record labels was coming to holler at me, I probably wouldn't sign to nobody. I'd probably be looking for a distribution deal, and it'll be some kind of partnership like that. If they coming to holler at me, then I understand my value, you know what I mean? And I'm going to, execute it how I see fit. I probably wouldn't sign to nobody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so Mr. Brim, man, my next question for you is, what can you send a positive message to the little children right now looking up to you?
A positive message to the little children looking up to me. Study yourself. Study yourself. You know, if you don't study yourself, everybody else around you is going to. And if you don't master yourself, somebody else around you is going to, and they will make you their puppet. You know, be your own strength. Recognize the strength in yourself. Recognize the power in yourself. You know what I mean? So you can move with that. You know, yeah, study yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Brim, man, my next question for you is, if you did if you did become one day and have Kevin Hart money, Jay Z money, Tyler Perry money, what are three businesses that you would like to start up?
Hmm. Some kind of media business, whether it, whether it be control of a newspaper, a magazine, or you know, or something on television, whether it be something within media though, because I feel like there's a whole lot of messages being sent to our community that's fucked up, So it'd be something in that. Um, I would probably want to get into the farming industry. Um, to be able to feed the community, you know, and be able to teach. Well, I'm gonna just say the food industry, to be able to teach, the community, man, because ain't the number one killer in our community is food related. We die more from food related shit than anything. And it's because we were never taught like healthy alternatives to the shit, man. When you come from where we come from, we know to eat pizza, we know to eat fast food, we know to eat burritos, man. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we know. You know what I mean? We were never taught other alternatives, man, to, sustain our lives though. So it'd be something with that in that industry. And um well, third, something that has to do, I would want to be within the weapons industry.
The which industry?
Something that had to do with weaponry.
You said say that one more time.
Weapons,
Oh,
guns,
weapons, weapons,
ammunition.
weapons.
Yes, yes. You know, to teach. I'm talking about to teach the community how to handle guns, to how to handle, to do things with that. You know what I mean? So, whatever you call that industry, those are the three industries I would want to be part
Absolutely.
of.
I don't know. Down here, they call it the armory business.
There you go. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I don't know the proper language for it right now, but yeah, that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, Mr. Brim, man, I want to tell you thank you for coming on my show, man. Is there
No, thank
anything?
you for having me, man.
Absolutely. Is there anything that I didn't ask you or anything that we didn't say that you would like to say?
No, man. Like I said, man. Once again, I want to, because man, you heard the song, man. You reached out to me, and man, I just want to say I appreciate you, brother. You know what I mean? I appreciate you for recognizing whatever you recognize that made you want to call me and say, man, would you do an interview with me? You know what I mean? So I just want to, man, say thank you. You know what I mean for that, man, for having me on your platform once again, though, man. Because you didn't have to, bro.
Yes, sir. With that being said, man, I ain't got. All right, so I might have game in me, but it ain't came out yet. I'm gonna say that, you know. So with that being
Everybody
said,
got some game, man. Everybody got some game. You know what I mean? Once you stand firm in what you know, and stern in what you know, and once you have confidence in what you know, that's when you're gonna be able to execute it correctly, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Confidence, man. Having confidence is to have divine understanding of the self, man. You know what I mean? Remember that, man. To have confidence is to have divine understanding of yourself. You know what I mean? So once you develop that, everything that's inside of you, man, shit, you just told me today that Granny called you and you had to go see Granny today. You know what I mean? I
straight
know
up.
Granny talked to you. If you had to go see Granny, I know Granny talked to you from a child. You know what I mean? So I know Granny gave you something for sure. You know what I mean? That's just what they do. For their grandchildren, they speak to them because they love them, and they speak to them with love, and they speak to them with power. You know what I mean? So once you develop the confidence in what you know about yourself, man, you dig what I'm saying? Hey, man, that's when divinity about you is gonna manifest in your own life, though. So no, you got some game, man. Believe that. You got some game. You just got to know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, hey, man, whenever it come out, it's gonna come out. But right now, I heard your music, man, and you was talking that game. And hey, man, if I hear it, I'm gonna stop everything I'm doing. Bump
That's
that.
right.
Hey, I'm trying to. What's up? It's either you gonna say yeah or no. I don't care. It's cool.
That's right.
It's cool. All right, so I'm gonna reach out, man. If I or I rock with you, man. I rock with you. I can't wait for Christmas for you to drop this mug. I'm definitely gonna slow it down. I'm
No, it's good. It's
gonna
good.
slow.
It's good. It's good for sure.
That's all I listening to, man. Even before I started this channel, like I used to take music that who's somebody say Snoop Dogg drop a song right now. Well, if I
Mm-hmm.
like it, man, I'm slowing it down for myself just to play it in my
That's
car.
right.
In my car,
Oh
CAH.
my God, that's right. There you go. Say it correctly. Everybody else saying that shit wrong. If they ain't saying "car," it's incorrect, man.
Shout out Richmond, man. Shout out the Bay, man. Shout out San Francisco. Shout out California, man. Shout out Mr. Big Brim and Hitter Slim, man. Y'all doing y'all thing, man. Hey, Mr. Brim, man. Before we go, man, my last thing for you is, can you represent yourself one more time?
I am Big Brim, man, out of Richmond, California, man. We used to call it the city of no pity, man. Richmond, California, rich town. You know what I mean? Busy raking in money is what Brim, stands for, man. You know what I mean? Because I stand on that and I'm serious about that, though. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, tune in. You know what I mean? Tune in. I represent this power. I represent understanding. You know, I represent knowledge. I represent this game, man. I represent standing firm, man, about who you are, man, and what you believe in, man. As long as it's pure, man. As long as it has some integrity with it, though. You know what I mean? You know, I represent that, man. So yeah, that's what it is. Big Brim, busy raking in money. Big Brim, the giant that is.
Yes, sir. That's how you do it, dog. That's how every time you step out, that's how you supposed to come. For real, man. Ain't no half stepping. That's how you do it, man. That's how you represent yourself. Man, Mr. Brim, I want to tell you thank you again, man, for giving me the honor to have you on my show, man. I appreciate it, dog.
Thank you, good brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.